Hello viewers and welcome back to Tropico 5 with me, PPGchu. Today we're playing, I believe, Mission 6, and it is titled
Sir, the
Mad.
USS battleship Secret Plan just took refuge in our waters. Its captain refused to fire their nuclear missiles to avoid starting a world war, and now the secret plan is on the run.
Right, so the objective for this mission is to build a nuclear power or a nuclear program in, it says 24 months, but in reality, as you can see here, I have currently 72 months to do this right now. And well, as you may have noticed, I mean, I usually don't start these missions in the middle of it, but man, I've already tried to film this twice, and well, I just don't want to waste any more time just trying to make them or make these videos like that. And I'm sure it's not, like, say, too interesting to watch the same mission over and over again. So I figured we just sort of start off inside the middle here at an autosave file. And the reason being is that, well, we've started on this island right now, and this is the second island, where the heavily forested island that we get to play on, as opposed to, say, the nice one that we built up inside the previous missions. So with that said, I spent a long time here just building, say, this island up, and with that said, I mean, I don't want to waste any more time, because, like, either a tropical storm destroys the city, or a rebellion happens, or like the nuclear program countdown goes down here to 0 and then you lose, and you know, it just gets frustrating after a while. So anyhow, I mean, I've already effectively gotten the maximum time that we can make this nuclear program thing in, and well, seeing as how this is the lesser industrialized nation or island out of the two, I spent a long time getting this place prepped up, so I'll give you guys a tour of what I have so far, and at the same time I think I'll just sort of build it up ever further. So this town, when we had started, it was only, say, this block right here, where it had a few city things. It had a wood lumber mill, but that was about it. So what I've done here is that I've taken the city and I've rebuilt it so that, or rather I've expanded on it so that this area, I've sort of expanded the urban area over here. So because it's modern times, where it's because it's the Cold War, I'm going to upgrade our military here right now, just because the last 2 times I've played this, like I said, there were military unrests, or some of these, say, uprisings of the population, which apparently took out my military in like a second. And if it happens again, I'll show you the weird thing about it, because these people are protesting because currently what I've done is that in the standings category, my different faction side of the game, I think I have good standing with the militarists, the religious faction, and practically everybody except for the environmentalists. But for whatever reason, the environmentalists here, despite the fact that they have like 30 people and they spawn these angry mobs which do literally half the amount of damage that my military squads do and a quarter of the strength that my tanks do, for whatever reason the game's AI sends like 1 squad of tanks to deal battle with like 8 squads of these mobs. And with that said, my military just gets wiped out because they get defeated in detail like that. And well, that's one of the reasons here. But the main thing is that I've been slowly and steadily developing this island. So I built up some tenements over here, some apartments over here, and as you can see, the population of the island is very, very large now. It's almost at 500, and namely, I have a steel mill, a rum distillery going on now, and I have a big cathedral and a few colleges and a few observatories, because you need those to really blitz down the research, seeing as how you want to get this, say, hostile atom tech so you can build a nuclear program. So I've been doing that, and the nice thing about the scenario is that you have this objective, which effectively gives you 600 or 263 people right away, boosting up our population right around into the 600, 700 mark, like that. So, yeah, that is pretty much where we've started up this scenario, and the main thing that we really just want to focus on right now is just really producing more things, getting this economy done up like such, and really continuing life on this island. Now, despite the fact that I have, say, like an approval rating of 71%, I don't know why the game still throws out these rebellions that are apparently able to beat my military, despite the fact that the squads do like half the damage and they have less, if not if not equal the amount of people that I have. So it's pretty weird like that, but anyhow, I've taken the opportunity to develop into over here, and I've designated so this side of the island to be my eco or my rural farmland. So I have a lot of these iron farms going on. I have some of these farms doing corn, sugar, and tobacco, so I can produce cigarettes and rum and some canned products like that. And I also have a few oil wells doing right now. That's effectively this island area so far. And I also have a few more of those things over here as well. And it looks like this this road isn't really connected, so I'll just sort of stem that back. And I also have another coal mine and a few things going on over here as well. So yeah, that is pretty much our island at a glance right now. And the main thing that I need to build right now is just a few more of these Teamsters offices, because currently there are just too many products that are just sort of sitting around here, and the AI people just won't deliver them to the port fast enough to ship, and that's sort of why our currency is just sort of shifting back and forth. So we'll need to get that problem solved. And the other thing that we'll need to get solved is, of course, housing, amongst other things, and that's really just what I've been working on right now. So coming from here, I think what we'll do right away is that I'll expand the military just by a teeny bit so that we can sort of fend off that the invasion over there, assuming that it does happen with, say, I would say 2 military bases over there. And yeah, I mean, in this scenario, we are just making a bankload of cash, and the main problem is that the AI just can't deliver the stuff fast enough from the mines and the factories to this port fast enough. So if I show you guys the zoomed up place, you'll see here that this is like the inventory for the buildings, their output, and currently it's just stacked up really, really high. And likewise at the steel mill, it has like effectively the full amount of boxes possible, just sort of stacked up. And if I go over here to, say, the farms and the mines, you'll see here that they also have a fair amount of backlog, especially at the ones a little bit farther away from the area. And of course the farms also have their own backlog. As you saw there, the boxes sort of disappear as the Teamsters go and pick them up. So right now, I need, say, a few more of these Teamsters farms, and I'm just going to go overboard with this, and I'm going to stack this area up with even another one, seeing as how these structures are evidently critical for our economy here. And recently I've been just sort of importing logs to sustain this lumber mill, but that is just going to disappear right now, seeing as how it's not, say, that profitable. And all I'm really worried about right now is just, say, putting more things at the dock so that that'll be sort of exported as the boat comes along. And I think I have that under control now. Oh, and I used this sovereign debit thing to sell some bonds so that we had some more construction money to play around with, but I think now it's actually time to pay it off, and that's just simply a way that you can gain some extra spending cash to expand and of course pay it off later on. So right now, as soon as I gain the money back, I'm going to drop our debit back to 0, and I think we'll just wait until the next boat to do some more expanding. So yeah, I mean, on our island right now, there's a few minor problems like that, or rather there's a few gamey problems like that, and I hope that'll be just sort of solved as soon as we get these military barracks up. So that's one thing. And the other thing is really just going forwards from there. I mean, there's no real way to keep track of what these Teamsters are doing, so we just sort of have to hope that the backlog of, say, production goods, like for example over here, there's a big stack, and there's also a big stack of mining uranium, which is quite valuable, just sort of stacked up doing absolutely nothing. So I hope that the Teamsters will fix that and hopefully put some more cash in our pockets by using that dock, of course. And, well, I mean, in the meantime, we will also have to do some more expanding. So on the next boatload here, I think we'll have to build some more production for some more housing for our people, seeing as how we do get that big migrant wave of like 600 people or 200 people boosting up our numbers very shortly here. So yeah, I mean, this is sort of a weird scenario in a sense that it's iffy like that, where you need to have a whole bunch of these things, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and overall it's just actually a little tired of it, to be frank, right now. So we will just really continue building this place up. I also have some tobacco farms, as you saw there, so I'll build a cigar factory to convert them easily. high school's working well, there's starting to be more graduates, and things are just overall, I'd say, going semi-smoothly here. And again, despite the high approval rating, for whatever reason, again, we just don't seem to be able to stop those uprisings. So I think we'll improve the entertainment of our people by a little bit here as well. So the main issues here are just really healthcare, housing, and actually pretty much everything inside the middle categories over here. But we're starting to generate a good amount of cash at the same time. However, we just need to build so many structures that it's also incredibly expensive too. So yeah, that'll be that. And let's see, what else do I have to do? And oh yeah, sometimes this happens where the mines, and I've assigned managers to the mines, but sometimes for whatever reason, the miners, they either don't seem to be paid enough or something, but anyhow, they just don't want to work there anymore. So I try to shift a few people over here, so that the budget is at a decent level where they'll actually work there. But yeah, a lot of just weird things have been happening on this island with the whole job quality and all that. At least we're selling off like a ton of goods, so at least that's well. Right, so now we have some more money, and now let's actually spend that money on some housing. So we'll come over here, and we'll try to remove some of these shacks by, say, building up some tenements. Right, and as you can probably tell, I can just sort of lay down layers upon layers of buildings now that the infrastructure is sort of set up like that. And perfect, we have a cigar factory, and we can hire, I would say, a few foreign workers just because it'll be nice to get this building running immediately. And we'll get a few people to work there like that. 1 second, I have a phone call. I will be right back.
I am so
Oh great, there's a rebellion.
I cannot believe what just happened.
1 sec.